Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Everyday Psychic Radio. Healing guidance and readings for everyday people just like you. To find your way to your highest self and living your best life. Featuring psychics Jennie McDaniel and Stacie Martin. And your host, True Pillow.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Everyday Psychic Show, a show where we take your calls through the phone lines. Our number is 323-642-1188. Give us a call, push the number 1, let us know you want a reading. Well, Drew's not here, and Stacie isn't here, but myself, Jennie, is here, and we have a very special guest, Leela Simmons. Leela, how are you doing?
I'm excited to be here.
Excellent. I'm so excited to have you here. Why don't you tell everyone what you do and how they can get a hold of you?
I am a healing artist. I'm an energy healer of multiple modalities. I bring more peace, power, and freedom to the world, multiple ways. And probably the best way to reach me right now is facebook.com/Life with Leela. So it's Life with Lila.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Everyone, Leela and I have been friends for several years, and I appreciate her wisdom, and I think you will too. So, I'm Jennie McDaniel, and I'm also a psychic healer. I like to do some journeying into parallel lives to do some emotional healing. I can also take a look at your energy and your chakras. And you can reach me at Facebook as well, Jennie McDaniel, Jennie McDaniel. And you can also email me at heartoverego@gmail.com. So, Leela, we have a couple callers here. Should we go ahead and get started?
Yeah, let's jump right in.
All right. We have a caller from the 216 area code. A caller from the 216. Can you hear us?
Hey, how you doing? This is Desmond.
I'm
calling from Cleveland.
Desmond calling from Cleveland?
Yes, Ohio. Yeah.
All right. Ohio. Excellent. All right, Desmond, you got Leela and Jennie on the line. What kind of question do you have for us?
If you could give me a general reading, if that's possible.
Mm-hmm. Sure. I'm going to go ahead and take a look here, Leela, and then I'll hand it over to you after I pull some things off the top here. And since it's a general reading, I'll just, again, pull some things off the top. So, Desmond, it looks like you have exceptional energy here. Your spirit guides are stepping forward, and they're saying things like, he's a healer, he's a teacher, he's a seeker, exceptional old soul. They're showing that you like to incarnate in what we would call the spiritual realm. So it looks like shamanic healing as well as nature healing as well as what we would call energy work. So that's several of your past lives or parallel lives, however you want to say it. But what they want to say now is we're hoping that you're kind of working with those creative energies. So they're having me take a look at your sacral chakra. It's at your belly button. It's a beautiful orange spinning wheel of light. And they're having me open it up because they want more passion and creativity because this is going to fling you into more abundance. So they're showing financial, energetic, emotional. So what we're doing is expanding the sacral chakra, and I'm giving it a spin, and there looks to be a little bit of uncertainty and insecurity. So I'm just going ahead and neutralizing that the best that I can, and I'm going to give the chakra another spin. And they're having me go to your heart chakra. It looks like there's just a little bit of heavy energy around it. You're hard-pressed to be an empath on this planet and not have been affected a little bit in that heart chakra area. Again, giving that beautiful green spinning wheel of light a little twirl. I'm going to open it up, and it looks like there's a little bit of grief, not uncommon, a little bit of resentment, and hesitancy. So I'm just neutralizing that. And they're surrounding you with white light, and your spirit guides are saying things like, we do communicate with him. It comes in as feeling as if it's him talking to himself. So they're just pinpointing the way that they're communicating with you, and that's through thoughts and ideas and emotions. And sometimes it's going to be your own ego, but sometimes it's them, and the discernment is what they're pointing at. So this will just really help you on your spiritual path to go ahead and start discerning what it sounds like when you're consciously making the thought, and then when you're bringing in enlightened, higher vibratory, higher self information. I'm going to pass you over to Leela and see if she's picking up on anything. Leela?
I'm so bad at general readings because my superpowers don't work like Jennie's. But the one thing that I will add to what you said is if you're having a hard time hearing from your team, add pockets of silence into your life. The challenge with this is they might talk to you while you're driving and you can't write it down, or they might talk to you in the shower. I like crayons where you can write on the wall for that. But that's what worked for me. I was having the same experience where I wasn't ever quiet enough to get guidance. And so I started just leaving the radio off, leaving the TV off for just little 5 or 10 minute pockets of time. And that helped me be able to hear from spirit.
Excellent advice. Desmond, that was an overall reading. Do you want to hone it down into a certain topic that we can look at a little closer, or are you happy with that?
Pretty much that's probably one area. I'm having a conflict. Should I move to? Because I could get a grant for me being in service for doing massage therapy. I'm thinking.
Wonderful.
I want to move to Georgia by next year instead of staying here. Because being in the southern states, would be around more sun and nature. Makes me a little more jubilant. So I was thinking maybe I'll move by next year and then take massage therapy school because it takes 2 years. If I take it here, it's going to take 2 years. So I was thinking I'll move down there first.
Well, Desmond, I think that is brilliant. I think that is a great idea. I have green lights blaring everywhere for you to go ahead and do that. There's nothing wrong with Ohio. It's a lovely Midwestern state, but they're showing not only with the move to Georgia, now they're showing a few places in Georgia, of course, outside of Atlanta can be hip. They're showing Savannah, which is right on that water, beautiful. If anyone is needing massage therapists, it's definitely vacation resort places like Savannah, so check that space. There's tons of work for you there in Georgia. When I lived in Tennessee, it was a little trickier to get the massage license. I'm also a massage therapist, but Georgia was a bit easier to slip your license and to get your license going. So there's that, as well as the beautiful weather. And they're just going thumbs up for you, not only moving your physical space, but that's going to move your energy and your psyche too. So they're saying, yes, this is good on all levels. It's going to stir up some curiosity, get the energy moving. It's going to show the universe that you're not afraid to relocate if you need to for work and advancement, showing the universe that you're flexible, and it will get you out of the place that you've been for however long you've been there. So they're showing green lights on all of those angles. Yes to massage therapy school, yes to the South. We're suggesting that you probably won't stay in the South forever. You might tool around the country a little bit more, and again, that's up to you and what you want to do. They're just saying you're an old soul, so that's healer, teacher, seeker, so you're going to seek out a lot of different things in your life. That could be physical locations as well as modalities, so they're showing that massage will be a nice base start, but then you'll get yourself into other things like energy work and things of that nature, and they're showing, again, those parallel lives where you were a shamanic practitioner. So don't be surprised if your clients, while on the table getting a massage from you, say that they're traveling to other dimensions just naturally because you've got that feel and touch about you. So green lights all day long on massage and the moving south. We appreciate you for calling, Desmond. We're here every Sunday, noon Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Call back, let us know how your adventure is going, and we appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you for the ring. Appreciate it.
Thank you. That was a lovely caller.
Very. His energy is really great. He perked up when you started reading him, too, when you started clearing things. I could feel that.
Yeah, it's so cool when you get to hear some light and energy from somebody else, because I'm sure he thinks a lot like we talk, but it's always nice to engage with others who do the same work. It's always enlightening. Well, Leela and I do trades because it's very enlightening and it's very helpful. We don't do this just for our good looks. We do it for skill and enlightenment and things of that nature. So let's see here. Shall we jump to another caller? Are you ready for another one?
Yes. Do we have more people?
We have a couple more people here. And I just want to tell everybody listening, if you want to call in and have Leela and I take a look at your energy and give you a reading, you can call us at 323-642-1188. Push the number 1 so I know that you want to talk to me and not just listen, and we will get you on the air ASAP. So let's take a look here and see who's going to be our next caller. We have somebody from the 845 area code. We have 845 area code. Can you hear us?
Yes. How are you?
We're doing well. What is your name and where are you calling from?
Okay. My name is Lucero. I'm calling from Middletown, New York.
Middletown, New York. Can you say your name one more time?
Okay. Lucero. My nickname is Lucy. Lucero.
Lucy Lucero. I love it. All right, Lucy, what do you got for us? What can we look at for you?
Well, I think what you did to the previous caller was great. Otherwise, if you don't want to do the general reading, I would like you to look about my financial area, focusing in my current employment.
Mm-hmm. Let's take a look here. Let's see. Let's take a look here, Lucy. Okay, first of all, you have your spirit guides coming in, and they're just letting you know that they're here. And what they're showing, and they're not showing tons of details because we don't get tons of time for me to get tons of details, but they're giving me some impressions that there's some choices to be made here. And it looks like you may have maybe even grown out of a situation where you want to advance and maybe look at a little something different. They're giving me green lights into expanding your experience. So sure, whatever you've done for years and years is lovely, and it's always something you can fall back on, but they're just showing your solar plexus opening up, so that's gaining more confidence and moving into what we would call maybe a little something different for you. So they're saying, go ahead and work with any anxiety that might come up, because they're saying that's often what can get in the way of manifesting these desires. So it looks like you have the desire, you have the want. They're saying keep your eye open for jobs, put the applications and resumes and whatever you want to call it these days out there, because what they're saying is it's available, just you lining it up. So doing the footwork as well as clearing out any uncertainties and stress that will help manifest and bring in more abundance around finance, because what they're showing me is the Queen of Pentacles. So what that is your impression. So the Queen of business and money, they're saying you're an excellent worker and that you have a lot of integrity, and you would be a joy to work with as far as from a business owner standpoint. They're also saying that you have a lot of your own intuition and entrepreneurial. So if you've ever been interested in what we would call spiritual work, they're saying this will alleviate any of the stresses that might come up while you're looking at your financial space. Now, there's one thing in particular that they want to talk about abundance. So, yes, there's, you can advance, it looks like, at your job, or switch it over to another job. There's choices there, it looks like, but they want to specifically talk about finance and money. And what they're saying is, and this is for everyone listening, including myself, they're saying if there's no opportunity to bring in more per hour at this exact moment, the next thing is to do is to lower expenses. Now, I don't know what your financial situation is, but they're just suggesting that if we can't get more per hour at this exact moment, to look at something that we can control, which is the expenditures. So I'm sure you've looked at yours before. Go ahead and just take a look at them again, see if there's any nips and tucks that you can make, because what they're saying is the new promotional energy is out there, the new more financially abundant energy is out there. It just looks like you have to go through what we would call the footwork to bring it in. And I'm going to hand you over to Leela and see if she's picking up anything.
I'm all about the practical, like adding the practical to the spiritual. Mm-hmm. So, Lucy, if money is a concern for you right now, my invitation to you, what I did when money was a big concern for me, was I started a 10% fund. This is a practice that I got from Access Consciousness. And it's like tithing, but instead of giving the money out, I'm keeping the money. And it can be scary if there's not enough, to cover the bills already or something like that. But when I started mine, I did not have enough to cover the bills already. I was 2 months behind in my rent, but I was very determined to change my financial reality. So I took 10% of what I had on hand and I set it aside. This is the start of my 10% fund. And within a month, I had a new job, which did cover all of my expenses. And things just grew from there. So that's the one thing that came up that can quickly change things for you financially.
Brilliant advice. I think that anyone could take that information and really take it to heart and do something with that. All right, Lucy, we appreciate you calling. We're here every Sunday, noon Pacific time, 3 Eastern Standard. Go ahead and call us again in the next couple of weeks and let us know if anything has shifted and moved for you. We appreciate you so much.
Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm. She's got lovely, sweet energy, doesn't she?
She does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one of my spiritual lessons I learned in this incarnation is sometimes we have to have a little bit more ego. That sounds nuts, right? Coming in here to be a spiritual person, it seems like you'd want all heart energy. Well, ego gets a bad rap. We can use ego to say I am and I want, and that's your ego too, and that's not negative. It's just allowing you to form ideas of what you desire and what you don't desire, so the universe can give us more of what we want. So I would recommend bringing in just a touch more ego in the good way of saying, I want, I need, and then the universe can hand it to her a little more easier. And then, of course, that footwork, just like you said, I'm very practical too. And it's a lot spiritual, but it's a lot practical too.
Yeah.
Both of them paired together. It's very helpful in manifesting your dreams and desires.
Absolutely.
All right. Let's get another caller on here. What we're going to do is go to the 401 area code. 401 area code. Can you hear us?
Hi, thanks for taking my call.
Thank you for calling. Can we have your name and where you are?
My name is Terry, and I'm calling from Rhode Island.
Terry from Rhode Island. What do you have for us today?
I was just looking out the window and just started to see it begin to snow. So it's the first snowfall of our year here. It kind of threw me off guard when you took my call. Well, I've been enjoying your show since the beginning, and I didn't come with a set question. I've just had a lot of transitions the past few years, and more importantly, a relationship that I've had quite a bit of intuition about, that I've been in for 4 years, reveal some new information in the past couple of weeks. So I guess anything centered around relationships and maybe how to navigate the path forward, because it's a little disconcerting, if you know what I mean. You think you're with someone for the future, and it sort of throws you for a loop.
Well, thank you for calling, Carrie. I'm going to go ahead and start doing some energy work on you, and I'll be talking to you while we're doing the energy work, but they're just having me surround you with white light. We have your spirit guide stepping forward. You even have past family members and friends stepping forward and putting energy around you. And what we're doing is we're going through your nervous system and cooling them, cooling your nerves because of the stress and the anxiety. Again, very normal. We're just pushing some energy around that, bolstering it up. And what they're saying is, it's a kitschy term to use, soulmate and twin flame, but we'll just use the word soul or the term soulmate just to get some information across. Because what they're saying is this partner was your partner for good reason. Looks like you guys did what you needed to do in that space, and you guys held space together. But that doesn't mean that it has to be forever for it to have done what it needed to do. So what they're saying is, specifically, Leela and I will just put some energy towards your heart chakra, and anybody listening can put their mind toward Carrie's heart chakra, and that amplifies it and makes it very strong. So what we're doing is we're clearing out grief and guilt and uncertainty and stress, because what they're saying is that is just like putting fuel to the fire. If you want more love and ease and grace in your existence, it's best to start alchemizing the anxiety and stress. Again, easier said than done, but it's helpful and it's a good reminder. And what they're saying is this gentleman that you've been in a relationship for 4 years, we don't see that it's going to continue. Again, you're the determiner of your own truth, but we don't see that it's going to continue for years and years more. Again, they're showing me that it served its purpose in the growth space and the understanding and where it was. And again, if you guys decide to continue it forward, that's perfectly fine. There's lots of growth and understanding there. But what they're showing is your competency and your age around your soul, meaning an old soul, old soul. And that means that we can date a lot of people, but we probably can't live with forever a lot of different people, simply because we're looking for a certain kind of connection, a certain kind of awareness that's not always so present in anybody, let alone the masculine energy. So what they're saying is we see your heartache. That's why we're putting energy towards your heart chakra. But we're saying that what's to come is going to set your socks on fire and your hair on fire, and it's going to be deep with passion, and that you won't stop looking until you find it. They're saying one of your karmas is to come in and find your equal. Well, that's great, because it looks like at one point your partner has been your equal, but that doesn't mean that it has to be the equal forever, because they're again showing you shifting and moving and changing and growing. And if your partner on some level can't keep up even a little bit, it's going to feel like they start to be a lot heavier than they've been before. So what they're saying is, be the determiner of what you want to do with this relationship, but we suggest that if this door closes, you're going to get more opportunities to go into those higher vibrational connections. Again, equal connection relationships, twin flame potential. So we're saying, as an old soul female, you didn't want to come in and just be content. You wanted to come in and catch everything on fire and sit and watch it beautifully burn that wonderful orange and red color. I'm being dramatic, but they're just saying that you're an old soul and you come in for that passion.
It's funny because he is a firefighter and I'm a Leo, but I agree 100% with what you're saying. I think my struggle is that I felt this way for some time, regardless of what's come to light, and he's just let it stagnate. It's like he won't acknowledge it. So we have to go through this process now. I really agree with you mentioning it's okay to love your ego to get you through things on a spiritual level, because we have to be adults and dissolve some property, and he just sort of is not acknowledging it, so it's like, okay, I have to kind of be strong to get through that. So that makes sense.
Well, and we see that you're more than capable of it. And he's showing, again, his level of connection and availability. And he's just simply showing you, and it's not that he's a bad individual. He's just showing you what he's got, and you be the determiner and use that beautiful ego of yours to say, is this enough for me? If the answer is yes, then it's yes. But if it's no, it's no, and that's okay. And they're saying, again, we see in the future potentials where there's a connection that is that intimate, emotional, available, on time with each other space. And if that's more of what you're looking for, that's absolutely in your grasp. It just looks like, again, managing and handling situations, and that can be tough when you're trying to disconnect, but yet you own things together and all this stuff. But again, just remember, he's showing you what he's made of, in these kinds of situations, and you get to be the heartful individual and say, is this good enough for me? And again, you're the determiner of that truth. We appreciate you for calling. I'm going to pass you over and see if Leela's got a little something for you.
Thank you.
The one thing that stood out for me is, are you willing to be the dominant energy? Because it sounds like you're sort of waiting for him to get on board.
I just don't want to have to use. I didn't think we'd have to go like the legal route, but I work in the legal field, so I think that's where I've taken the back seat. And I usually am the dominant. And it makes sense where the loved ones and spirit come in, because it's a family property that my father actually passed at. So I mean, it's been a long couple of years, and we really need to. I need to move on from this chapter, and of course that's the control from him. So I'm ready. I'm ready to do that, and I think I have to accept that it's not bad to do that. It's just what's necessary.
Absolutely, and if necessary, allow yourself to grieve through that process, because I've been in the same place you are with a different situation. It wasn't property, but it was something where the court system needed to be involved, and I didn't think that that's quote unquote how it should be, and I cried filling out the form.
Yep.
So if that is the case, then so be it, but just give yourself the space that you require and take really good care of yourself while you go through this.
Thank you very much for that, because I needed to hear that. I just feel like the bad guy.
Absolutely. That's okay too. It's okay to be the bad guy for a second, for a little while.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you both so much.
My pleasure.
All right, Carrie from the 401. All right, Carrie, thank you for that. That's so fun. I love her energy. I really appreciate when people come to the table just really empowered and they want us to take a glance at things for them. I just really appreciate that energy, and Carrie had that energy.
Mm-hmm.
Very empowered. I like it. She'll be just fine. We'll send her energy because we can, but it looks like she'll be just fine. All right, let's take a look and see who we have. We have a caller from the 613. Caller from the 613, can you hear us?
Yes, hi, this is 631. Thank you. It's Suzanne.
Hi, Suzanne. I did the numbers backwards. Where are you calling from today,
that's
Suzanne?
Okay. I have a couple of questions. I'm looking for my significant other. I'm not going to look anymore. I'm just going to have it happen because I'm tired of going online. It's just not working. And I'm just putting it out to God and the angels. And I'm also looking for a new job. I have one now, but it's just not the right fit. It's far from home and it's not paying enough. I'm not looking for like a career, but I'm looking for I can pay my bills and stuff. And do you see something coming in?
Yeah, let's start with the job first. We'll start with that, then we'll go to relationship, and then I'll hand you over to Leela. So what I'm getting for work is, it's a matter of time. So it looks like if you want something closer, if that's your gig, if that's what you're getting into, they're saying it's a matter of time before something pops up. We don't know what kind of time frame you're on, so we don't know if it's going to line up in the time frame that you want it to. But even if it doesn't, it looks like it's a matter of time. So again, if you can set your ego aside and say, I want it by spring, but as long as it's here by, summer or something, that would be good.
I'm looking now. Because then it's for school. I'd have to work all the way to June. I don't want to do that. I can't live on the pay.
Okay, so you're looking to change jobs closer to you right now, like start before Christmas.
Yeah, I have to. I can't live on what the minimum wage.
Well, we don't see it a ton popping up in the next month. So if there is, we're pulling all kinds of energy that it does. And that's why they were saying we understand that it's difficult with the minimum wage and you can't live off of it, but they're saying if you can allow your ego to know that you can't manipulate other people's energy to hire you when you use a bit of humility. Now, this is another thing that minimum wage will bring in, right? Humility, big time humility. They're saying that is what's going to bring in the manifestation quicker, meaning the job, the more local job, the better paying job. So what they're saying is put it out there that you want it yesterday, but then also take a handle on your ego and make it sit down if it doesn't happen yesterday. They're saying we can't tell you who is going to hire you and exactly when that's going to pop up. I'm looking at it, and it looks like within 60 days, so a couple of months. Again, it doesn't fit in where you want it to, but again, it's that it's that humility of the ego saying, I don't get to make people hire me. I don't get to control that kind of stuff. So
I know that, but
sit down. Yeah. Well, we want you to get a job sooner than later, of course, but I don't see it before a month. Again, I'm putting all kinds of good energy that you do, and it does, and I don't know everything. I'm looking at the energy as it sits. So that can be changed. Now, what they want to go into is the relationship. And again, it has the same motif. It has the same common denominator. It's your ego. So what they're saying is if you don't want to look and you want it to fall in your lap, good luck, okay? They're not being rude. They're just being very direct.
No. Well, you can't, how much you're going to look? You can't keep going online and begging and keep going online, or
why would you
friends.
beg? Why would
be like in God's?
Why would you beg?
You can't, it's like a part-time job to do that. I have done that, so it hasn't worked. So now I'm letting it over to God. You see what I'm getting at?
Okay.
It's not like good luck. I've had bad things online. It's not working. So if I keep putting an effort into that and getting disappointed, that it's not good for your psyche.
Well, it's not good for your
You know.
psyche, but it's excellent for karma. Karma's not easy. She ain't easy. So what they're suggesting, and again, if this doesn't sit with your ego and this doesn't make sense to you and you don't like the information, again, this is a free show. You're calling in and getting free information. Thank you for doing that. But what they're saying is, if you don't want to put the effort in and you want to sit and let God give it to you, God gave you free will. God gave you free will to shift and move and get what you want to get. Again, it could fall in your lap, and I'm sending all kinds of ridiculous energy that it does. But what they're saying is your karma is as such that it doesn't look like it's going to fall right in your lap. And again, if it's
okay, well, I get it, but I'm not doing online anymore. It's like a part-time job, and it doesn't work out.
Well, there's other ways. You have to get creative. You have to open up your chakras and allow yourself to be imaginative and let in other opportunities, meetups, gatherings. What kind of music do you like? Go to concerts, things like that. And again, if one way isn't working, you can change the dynamic and put in another potential, like going out to, again, concerts or meetups or something that's of interest to you. But what they're saying is that's still effort. It might not look exactly like online dating, but that's the effort.
No, I get it, but you can't be thinking of efforts when you're on conscious, when you're on minimum wage. You got to pay for food. That's why I need the higher paying job.
Well, that's why when you brought up both, they brought up the work first, getting that taken care of, and then once that's managed, then you can get into the space. So, Leela, do you have anything, or shall we move on to the next caller?
I didn't hear your name correctly. Is it Suzanne?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, Suzanne. I'm Leela. I know what it's like to work at a job that doesn't pay enough. So this advice is coming from someone who has gone from a job that doesn't pay enough to a job that pays more than enough. Write down everything that you love about your current financial situation every day. You might not have an easy time coming up with things. You might only be able to come up with one thing. Good. Write it down. That will help to shift your energy to a space where you can attract a better paying, closer to home job faster than what Jennie's currently picking up on. That was one of the things that I did that helped to change my financial situation. When it comes to relationships,
say that I am getting money again.
Yes, even if it's just the fact that something more than zero is coming in. Even if it's just the fact that the commute is beautiful. It's a long commute, but maybe it's beautiful. Maybe it gives you the chance to listen to audiobooks. Maybe, who knows? Dig if you have to, but there is something magical and magnetic about shifting your energy and shifting your focus. Beautiful. The more you focus on I don't make enough, the less you'll make, I promise. Unfortunately.
All right, so I say I make enough, or I'm glad I have a job. Yes, I do say that. I say it every day that I'm glad.
Something coming in. Yeah, I'm glad I have something coming in. And I don't know if you heard what I told the caller a couple of callers ago, but a 10% fund also works magical miracles for shifting your financial experience. It shows the universe that you are willing to have money because you are keeping some of it. And again, I started my 10% fund unemployed at $700 in the bank. I took $70, set it aside, and within a month, I had a job that paid my bills. Not just any job, but a job that paid my bills. So there's that on that. The relationship component.
So leave so leave $20 in the bank and don't spend it, and also be thankful for the job I have and for the money. I am thankful for it. Not that I'm not thankful.
Yeah. It's not even so much thankful. Just I would write down not the need to feel gratitude, because that can be hard. It can be hard to be grateful when the money that's coming in doesn't pay your bills. I'm not asking you to do anything hard. Just make a list. I appreciate that I have an income, whatever it is.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Suzanne. We appreciate you. Thank you for calling in, and we will see you next time. Everyone, that was Suzanne calling from the 631. This is Everyday Psychic Radio, and we are Heart Over Ego Radio. Today you have Leela as well as myself on. And it looks like we've got somebody coming on. We got Drew showing up. Let's see what Drew's doing.
Hey, good afternoon. How are you guys doing?
Can you hear me okay? Drew. We're doing good. Yeah. Hear you fine.
There are not enough giggles here without you.
No, it's not nearly as funny. We're not nearly as comedian-based. Are you? Good.
Well, I can tell you a story. A guy walked into a bar, and no, but I really enjoy listening to you guys, and of course, everything pertains to me. I love it, and love it. I hope that the listeners are allowing different truths to resonate with them, even though they may not be the one asking the question. When it makes sense and you feel it, you can feel free to apply that to you, right?
Absolutely, and that's why we do this. If you don't get in today, hopefully you can take something away and apply it to your life, and hopefully it makes it better. So, Drew, should we do a little reading on you?
Yeah. Okay, let me tell you. This is a comment and question. Okay, that was my comment. My question is, I'm in school. I'm in graduate school. I'm well on my way. I'm on Christmas break, and I am more stressed now than I was during finals week, and I don't know why I'm so stressed. And I feel like I'm not going to be able to keep up the good work. I'm not going to make it. That's like a irrational fear, but it's mine. So, am I going to make it?
Can I?
Of course. Yeah, you go ahead, Leela.
That for you?
Yes.
Can I just run a clearing?
Mhm.
Where do you feel that stress in your body?
My chest, I get like sharp pains, and then in my neck, I get knots. So how's that?
Okay. So when you think the thought, I'm not going to make it, do you feel it in your chest?
I think it's not so much a conscious thought. I think it's like when I ask myself, what am I worried about? Then that's the only thing I can come up with. But yeah, chest is more yes.
Okay. And how intense is it on a scale from 1 to 10?
Noticeable. So let's say 4. It's not a heart attack, go to emergency room, but
good. Okay. So breathe, and I'm gonna let Jennie chime in with her guidance while I process through that for you, and it should be a 0 by the time she's done. I'll check back with you.
Excellent.
Okay.
All right, Drew. I'm going to do a little bit of energy working while you got Leela doing a separate type of energy work on the side here. Brilliant double energy work. So what they're having me do is they're having me surround you with white light. And they're saying that you're so humble and kind. Of course, it's going to cross your mind that you can't do it. But again, that's the ego we want to clear out. So what we're doing is we're bolstering that uncertainty into certainty. We're alchemizing fear into knowing. And what we're doing is we're surrounding you with white light, and they're having all this ice go all along your nerves. It's actually putting all of your nerves on ice, and then it's kicking down to your adrenals, which are right by your kidneys, and they're putting big cubes of ice right on your adrenals, because they're saying part of the reason you're feeling overly stressed, even more so now than during your finals, is because your adrenals are kicking. So again, because that push to study and get ahead and get, to break and all that is kind of crashing in on you now. So they're saying it didn't hit you so hard then because you were busying yourself, but now that you sit down, you're feeling this exhaustion and intensity. So what they're saying is go ahead and take a vitamin B complex. It's $7 at your health food store. They're saying that is going to soothe your nerves out. And then they're also showing you doing a couple things for your adrenal glands, because they're saying the adrenal glands are what really need some attention. And they're saying get a blend for your adrenals. So I don't know the name of it right now, but if you Googled herbal blend for your adrenals, they'll send you a lot of information. Pick one of those, because they're saying the more, or you can get a tea with the same products in it at the store, because they're saying as soon as you can get those adrenals calmed down, the sooner that intensity around the anxiety and stress is going to go away. And they're saying there is a little element, of course, because it's the end of the year and things are kind of crazy around Christmas in general and holidays and all the stuff. So they're saying there's that, and then it's kind of like a come down from those tests where now you're starting to feel things fully, where before you were again distracting yourself. So work on your adrenals and work on your nervous system. I think that, $10 can get you all of the supplements you need for that. Go to a health food store or somewhere that sells supplements, and they'll absolutely help you. And I'm going to see where Leela's at.
My guidance was that mushrooms, the adaptogenic mushrooms, would be really good for your adrenals. And our friend Naomi knows a fantastic brand, so I will check with her for you for that. When you think the thought, am I going to make it, or what if I don't make it, how does it feel now in your body?
I feel confident, like, of course I'm going to make it. Don't they know who I am?
That's that good ego.
Look at what happens with a little piece processing and a little Jennie magic.
We love it.
And my girlfriend was listening on speaker, and she was like, I was thinking that same thing and right before Jennie said it, she was like, I was thinking that too. And I was thinking that too. So I guess you're kind of connecting to her and giving her messages too.
Or we both just have wicked smart spirit guides and we're picking up on it at the same time. It's probably more of that. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, watch, and this is just something, you're not going to be done with school for a couple of years. So just go ahead and get yourself a good supplement that's going to help your adrenals, and just have it on hand in your cupboard, in your medicine cabinet, and just take it when you know the goings are going to get tough. And that's you putting self-care and pre-thought into your health, which is just magic in its own right, let alone the herbs you take for the supplementation you need. Drew, do you want to stick around while we take some calls, or do you got to hop off?
I'm going to listen, because I don't like being on the phone. It's kind of a delay. I might call in through the headset, but I'm going to listen, and I'll call back in on the headset in a little bit.
Okay, we're only going to do an hour show today, but yeah, we appreciate you. Take it easy.
Okay. Bye-bye.
That was Drew.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was fun. He's usually the host on the Sunday show, and he had an appointment, so me and Leela going solo today, and I think we're doing a pretty good job, and Drew even said so. So if you tune in on future Sundays, you'll hear Leela every once in a while, and then you'll definitely hear Drew. All right. Let's see. Anything you want to chit-chat about before we take our next call, or anything particular popping up to tell the people or to remind the people?
Yeah, really take care of yourself this holiday season. Drew's call and his question really reminded me that we are in high stress season, which is really sad because it's supposed to be the happiest time of the year. So do your adaptogen, take your B vitamins, take your vitamin D, especially if you're not in sunny California or Florida. But really take care of your nervous system so that it can take care of you.
Absolutely. I agree with that. It comes up time and time again. I've done over 20,000 healings over the last 17 years, and I'm hard-pressed to find a sensitive individual on this planet that doesn't have to really look closely at their adrenals and their nervous system. I'm just going to say all humans, but especially the sensitive ones, the empaths, the ones who feel so deeply. It's so important to take care of those adrenals. And then, we can feel better. Our nerves won't be kicking in. Our anxiety won't be flying out the window. So it's very important to do that.
And then we're actually in charge of our lives, and the stressors in our lives are not in charge of our lives, which is my biggest reason for advocating for that. I hate being told what to do.
I really don't like being told what to do either, so I project that onto my clients and I suggest things. I say, consider taking. Think about this. You have choices.
Yeah,
There's
but
more
I
than
mean,
one.
like, if I'm not consciously choosing, then my calendar chooses, other people choose, my body chooses because it's exhausted or it's sick or whatever. For the last few days, my children have been like, "Are you okay, Mom?" And I'm like, "Yes." They're like, "What is going on with you?" Well, this is when Mommy is not sick or exhausted. Like, this is what you get. You get bouncy, ecstatic Mommy. And they're like, "This is weird." But this is me in charge of my world for, like, the first time for real. So
it's easy to feel like we're not in charge of it, isn't it? It's so easy to feel overwhelmed. And sometimes even when we are in charge of it, we will feel a little overwhelmed, but we absolutely have some control, some, we can handle it and maneuver it. And, if I were a kid again, I wish that I was explained that too. I wish that my parents were able to describe to me the different flux of their emotion space, because I didn't get it. If it wasn't happy, I thought they were mad, but I just didn't know it wasn't explained that. And my parents were baby boomers, and I don't think that was explained to them. So maybe they didn't have the words to explain it. So I love this generational healing. I love hearing you explain it to your kids. I appreciate that, and then they appreciate it too, because even if they can't grasp all of it, they'll get a little bit of it, and they'll grow on that little bit of knowledge.
yeah, it sticks.
It sticks. They're impressionable.
Yeah.
All right. Shall we hop into another caller?
Yes, let's.
All right. We have somebody calling from the 267. 267, can you hear us?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, my name is Donna from Pennsylvania. Thank you for taking my call. I had a question. I was in a relationship with someone, and then we faded out for about 3 years, and it's just coming back now. And Thanksgiving, he stayed over, and then in the morning had left right away. He said his dog got out because he lives 3 hours away. And I don't know, he's supposedly supposed to be moving back down my way, but do you see something coming out of this relationship or not? I mean,
let's take a look here.
Okay.
Because we're just simply taking a look at your energy and his energy, and we see the potential. We see the potential. So we would love to be able to tell you what you want to hear, but the only thing I can tell you is that his ego looks like in such a way that the commitment might not be exactly where you need it to be. So this doesn't mean a no. This doesn't mean absolutely not. It just simply means when we glance at the energy, we see that you are ripe for a connected, committed relationship. We're looking at his, and it doesn't look as strong. It's there, but it looks a little hesitant. So if you want to be patient to see what that grows into, again, we can't tell you exactly what he's going to do with his ego and the choices that he is going to make. We've got free will. But just glancing at it from this angle, it looks like his commitment is sitting at about a half of what yours is or what your capability is. So again, that doesn't mean it's not going to grow. If you're interested, hold space to see. They're saying once you spend more time together, you'll be able to even make a decision more on if you want the relationship to be there as opposed to is he prepared for it? Because we're seeing, again, that he'll have to grow into and mature a little bit more into that commitment space, and it's just how he's doing it, nothing wrong with it. But then also they're saying be keen on if you like his personality, if you like his lifestyle, if you like him, because they're saying it's just one part if it could work out. The other parts are many things, but one of which is how do you respond to him? That's going to be the real important question. So they're saying, give it time if you're curious. Give it a couple months, see where he's at. If his commitment space shows up a little bit more, maybe you'll want to engage. Maybe you won't. So they're saying take the next month or two to kind of just really feel it out to see without expectation. They're saying it's very difficult for the human to do that. But that's where the lesson comes in. The spiritual lesson is keeping our anxiety and stress at bay when we don't have control over what is going to happen. All we can do is be present and make decisions on if we like the situation, because they're really pointing to that as opposed to if he's ready. Because there's something about him that might trip your trigger or irritate you or have you concerned, and they're saying just be conscious of that. That's what this time is for. And because you guys had a relationship in the past, not only in this time frame continuum, but they're showing past lives, it's going to feel like it should just magically work and should just naturally work, when that's not the case. You guys have different egos and different timing this time around, and so they're saying get to know each other again to see how that works. Enjoy this space, because they're saying often humans will come at it with so much stress and anxiety they can't even enjoy it. So they're saying push that stress and anxiety down, alchemize it into curiosity and excitement, and see where it goes. Be excited about being curious of where it goes. Let's see if Leela's got something for you.
I have a question, Donna. What is your desired outcome? Do you have an expectation?
To see, when we were together before, yes, we love to do the same things. We love to go look at Christmas lights, and I mean, we lay down on the grass, look up at the stars. Like downtown Philadelphia is really, awesome, and just everything. Going to Atlantic City, not gambling, just and I want that back again. We haven't had it in 3 years. I don't know if something changed in him, but he still has that connection with me, but it comes and goes. It's like if you could tell he's trying, but if something don't go his way, like of course everybody argues and stuff, then he puts you on quiet zone, and I'm not like that. Oh, we don't talk to you because you did this. No, we talk, we work it out. Mm-hmm. That's the way I was raised. And
okay. So
yeah, and I would like to live together with him and to have a nice, decent relationship the way we get along when everything's going, his way.
Okay. So I asked you that question because what I felt before Jennie started with her magic is just a flatness. And I asked questions and I got very, very specific answers. So I would encourage you to follow Jennie's guidance and decide whether or not you actually like him. Because what I feel is happening is you're not responding to him in the moment or him how he is now. You're responding to the expectation that you have. You're responding to the potential that's available. And I guess you're responding to those memories of what it's like to have someone to share time and energy with someone who enjoys the same things that you enjoy. So I would slow way, way, way down and look at him as he is and not as he has the potential to be or how he's been in the past. And ask yourself, do I like this person? Do I want to spend more time with this person? Can I build with this person?
Right. Does he see that with me? Do you see him coming to me and trying, like, we had an argument. Do you see him coming back to me and trying to do something?
Well, your ego would love it if he did, but we can't guarantee that that's how it's going to go because, again, human ego is so hard to depict because we got the free will. But what I think Leela was hitting on, and she absolutely did a fantastic job of it, which is he's showing you what he's made of. We don't see him growing so quickly and changing overnight. So if this is not the way you want to be treated, i.e. emotionally immaturely, which is giving you the silent treatment, and if there's an argument, disengaging, he's showing you his maturity level right up front and central. And that's why they were really shining a light on, why don't you go ahead and see if you even really like him? Because what they're showing is his ego is much bigger than yours, so every issue you have and you want to work out, his ego is going to flare, he's going to take it personally, and he's going to give you the silent treatment. You can't build with a person like that. So whether he comes back to you or not, the real question is, do you want to be with a partner that you have to tiptoe around when you want to discuss something? So we appreciate you, Donna. Hopefully that was helpful. We're here every Sunday, noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. Call back in and we'll take a look in the future, see if anything has changed. Until then, we're sending your heart energy your heart chakra all kinds of energy, because, again, this dating thing is no joke. It really, really is a difficult practice. So, again, we appreciate you. You take it easy, Donna, and until next time. All right. It's tricky, isn't it, Leela, the dating thing, especially for sensitives. Oh,
I've started calling it a personal development course.
Seriously. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it takes sometimes decades to master. It's true. Mm-hmm. Yep, my teacher calls it a practice, like yoga or karate. Sometimes you're good at it, sometimes you're not that great at it, but the showing up is where it's at.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, we got 2 more callers. We'll get one of them in and tell me, shall we pick number 7 or number 3?
Let's go with 3.
All right, 203, we got you lined up, and if we get through you quick enough, we'll get the last caller in here. The last caller is 571. All right, so we have 203. Can you hear us, 203?
Yes, I can. Hi. Thank you for taking my
what's
call.
Your name?
Hi.
You're welcome.
Pat, first-time caller.
Hi, Pat. How can we help you?
Well, I have sort of in a way, a broad question. I am doing major 66. I've been trying to heal my whole life. I'm a very
Pat?
Yeah.
Pat, your connection is going in and out. We're only hearing every third word, and we'll definitely need to hear the words of the question. So let's see if you sound a little better. It's a little bit better. That's better. Yes, that's better. We appreciate that. It just helps out with hearing. So what is your question today, Pat?
Major healing, I hope, that will actually change myself so I'm unrecognizable. 66 years old, has a real difficult life. It's very difficult right now. I'm healing with trauma, and I'm in the middle of, for the first time in my life, feeling things, and it's very hard. Just what do you see with the healing that's ahead of me? I've been so traumatized, I've never been able to do anything but survive, and I feel very bad about that. I've not made anything in my life.
Well, let's just stop you right there, Pat. Let's start right there, because I think it's real important to change the way we think and the way that we view things, because that is the fundamental places in which manifestation and change can happen. So saying things like I have a lot of guilt and shame or stress around how I am is just adding fuel to the fire. So let's just let's flip that and say things like, I've been through a lot. It's pretty intense, but I'm tough and I can absolutely make this happen, because they're saying the more heart energy you put around the ego, so to speak, the toughness, the stress, the anxiety, the easier it is to pull in what we want. So this is just a lesson in rephrasing how we say things. Again, saying things like I have guilt for. You're being honest with yourself, and it's important to feel your feelings, but just know it's putting gasoline on that fire that we want to heal.
Yeah,
so they're saying
I understand
first things
that.
first.
Yeah.
First things first, Pat. If you want to do exceptional healing and you want to turn things around, they're saying go ahead and start alchemizing different parts of your life. So when ego comes in, meaning when stress, anxiety, fear, hate, guilt, whatever comes in, going ahead and looking at it and saying, hey, I don't need you here. You're not helping the situation. I'm going to turn you into curiosity. So they're saying being conscious of when the feelings come in, stress and anxiety, stopping it in its tracks, and making sure you're safe around you, making sure you're not on a cliff or you're not going to be attacked by a wild animal. So making sure you're safe. And then that takes away some of the power of that anxiety and stress, because they're saying if you don't want to recognize yourself, go ahead and really start changing the way you think, because that's going to change things exceptionally fast. And it's going to be a wonderful beginning place to start in. So they're saying alchemize stress and anxiety. Let's see if Leela's got something for you.
Yeah, Pat, I would like to acknowledge where you are. I get the space of, oh my God, I'm so over this. Can it be over now? Can I thrive? one of my friends compared it to Jesus, and I was like, Jesus is only on the cross for 3 days. I have been here for 26 years. Can I get off now? So I get it. I completely understand that sense of frustration, and I just want to invite you to acknowledge the fact that you are taking action, that you are moving forward, that you are growing into thriving, and it really doesn't matter how long it takes you on the physical plane, because your soul, like, this is a party. This is a school. Like, you're going to get there. You're going to get there even if you don't get there in this particular lifetime, but all of the work that you're doing is worth it. It's being documented by your soul, and I promise you will get there.
Beautiful. Sounds like good words spoken there. Pat, we're going to send you off with light and love surrounding you and sending you all kinds of heart chakra energy. We appreciate you for calling. Call back again some Sunday. We're here noon Pacific. That's 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we appreciate you. Thank you so much. All right. Leela, should we wrap it up or should we do one more?
Let's do one more.
All right. We got 571. 571. Been waiting for 32 minutes. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Thank you guys so much for taking my call.
What's your name and what's your question?
My name is Stacie. My question is, I have been trying to do some energy clearing work. However, I'm not sure if it's actually working or not.
What are you trying to clear?
I have been told in the past that I have some dark energy. I don't know how or why. But yeah, so lately, and also I've been trying to manifest a new job, maybe closer to where I live or having an easier life. But yeah, so basically I've just been thinking maybe the reason why I still haven't been able to find anything else is because maybe my energy is not as clean as I thought it might have been.
Do you want me to go for this, Leela, first, or do you want to start us off?
Jump in.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Stacie, your spirit guides are coming in laughing, and they're saying the reason you were told that is because the healer was projecting. So do you have a past in this lifetime as well as other lifetimes where you've done things that weren't of the most integral thing? Yes. But does that mean you're dark? No, no, no. They're saying you're a old soul, high vibratory entity that, of course, makes mistakes, of course, isn't 100% heart energy all the time. That's okay. You're human. It's impossible to be heart energy constantly when you're in these physical forms. So they're saying this is where we suggest, because we see you being a very intuitive, heartful, old soul energy. That's why I can say, yeah, so you've done wrong things, no darkness. You haven't joined cults and killed people, nothing ridiculous like that. They're saying, again, learning discernment. They're saying there's a lot of psychics out there. There's a lot of healers. There's a lot of teachers. There's a lot of gurus. They're saying one of our responsibilities as recipients of the energy is to use our discernment skills. So one of my discernment skills is if people come to the table with doom and gloom and dark energy and accusations of someone that I don't resonate with, I just say thank you and move along, and then try to find a teacher or healer that resonates with the energy I want to hear. Now that changes, and of course that's my ego making that statement, but they're suggesting you use your ego and build up your discernment skills around what is your truth. What rings true to you? So let me ask you, when she told you that you had darkness in your past, darkness in your past, I'm sure that brought on fear. So she was triggering fear in you, as opposed to a hurtful way to tell someone they have darkness is to say, hey, we're clearing up some karma here. It's going to take some work. And this is how we look at it. We don't throw fear. It's an old tactic. Religion has beat the hell out of it. So when people come at you like that, use your discernment. You might take a piece of what they said, but if some of it doesn't resonate to you, say that's okay. And that's, again, a long spiritual lesson of learning discernment, what we like, what sounds good to us, what rings true to us. Again, we see you being an exceptional old soul intuitive type that has service community, being a human and other entities on incarnations, you're servicing the human race. So you're a healer. You hold space at a significant level that's very impressive. So they're saying you're the opposite of what that psychic told you. You're light. Sure, you have some karma to work on. No biggie. We all do. It's what we come here for. So again, when you hear information and it triggers straight fear out of you, go ahead and start dissecting that and seeing if the source is heartful, good, important, things like that. And again, that takes time to learn that discernment. Leela, you picking up on something?
I don't have anything to add to that. It was fantastic.
I appreciate you, Leela, for coming on the show with me today. And Stacie, thank you for calling. You know, find both Leela and I on Facebook or email us. If you go to our show page, it has some information on there. Leela, why don't you tell Stacie how she can get a hold of you and the listeners can hear too?
Yeah, if you're looking for an email, it's leelasageheals@gmail.com, and Leela is like Lisa, but with an L instead of an S, so Lila. And you can also look in the Heart Over Ego Radio show page for Rain Radio. You'll find myself and Naomi giggling and sharing wisdom on Fridays. And you can find me at facebook.com/lifewithleela.
Excellent. Stacie, and all my information is on the show page. Call back on a Sunday. We'd love to help you. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Lovely Stacie calling in. Just for everyone to know, we are Heart Over Ego Radio. This show is called Everyday Psychic Radio. Leela's on, what day is that? Fridays with Naomi at Rain Radio. And if you just punch in Heart Over Ego, you'll be able to find all of our shows. We have about 5 shows we do a week, all for your listening pleasure. You can go to any podcast app and put in Heart Over Ego, and it'll bring all of us up. There's wonderful information, all free. Some of them are call-ins, some of them are just information-based. Either way, you're going to get some gems. We appreciate all of our listeners and all of our future listeners. We're sending you all kinds of heart energy. Leela, it's been a pleasure, and I hope that you come back and host with me again.
Ditto, and definitely.
Appreciate you. All right, we're going to head out, and until next Sunday, everyone have a lovely day.
Bye, everybody.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Everyday Psychic Radio. Healing, guidance, and readings for everyday people just like you. To find your way to your highest self and living your best life. Featuring psychics Jennie McDaniel and Stacie Martin. And your host, True Pillow.